You don't want to end up here having to replace the catalytic converter because you have a check engine light. What is causing this and what can we do to prevent it? One of the reasons why a catalytic converter can fail prematurely is unburned fuel getting in. The causes for this could be a fuel injector that's hanging open too long, or spark plugs that haven't been replaced and you've got a misfire. Normally when that happens, you're going to end up with a flashing check engine light. That's a good reason to pull over to the side of the road because you don't want to damage your catalytic converter. Your vehicle has O2 sensors or air-fuel ratio sensors that can change the amount of fuel that's burned in the engine. Now, if there's something faulty with the air-fuel ratio sensor or O2 sensor, that can cause the computer to think it's burning the correct amount of fuel when it's really not. So if these get old, it's a good idea to replace them. There is no maintenance guide for O2 sensors, but they are a part that is going to get worn out over time, and if you don't do it, you're going to cause issues down the road. Contamination can contribute to this, whether it's coolant or engine oil. Normally coolant, you might have an intake system where the coolant goes through, and if any of those gaskets are faulty or even head gaskets, that can get into the combustion chamber. Or like this vehicle, we have a PCV system that's integrated into the valve cover. So if this is faulty, oil's getting into the intake, causing it to burn, and that's contaminating the catalytic converter. It's going to cause it to break down a lot faster. Physical damage to the exhaust, where there's dents or cracks, you could have leaks. You don't want to let those go for too long. You want to make sure you take care of those. It might be kind of hard to prevent any of this, but if you're aware that you might be hitting some rocks or stones underneath, just check it out. Make sure you haven't caused any damage. One of the first things you're going to notice is a check engine light come on when you have a failing catalytic converter, and you're going to end up with an engine code P0420. We went ahead and replaced the catalytic converter and flex pipe on this vehicle. Now before we send it out, we're going to replace the spark plugs, the valve cover because of that PCV system. We don't want oil getting into the new catalytic converter, and also the O2 sensors. So everything's running great. We're not going to have a problem down the road. This is what the O2 sensor waveform should look like after you're done replacing the catalytic converter. The front O2 sensor is moving up and down, whereas the back O2 sensor after the converter is just a steady line. You can see that the difference between the red line moving up and down and the orange line right here. So if your back O2 sensor was reading the same as the front, the catalytic converter is not doing its job and it's got to be replaced.